From the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, we welcome you to RIT SportsZone's coverage of Tiger hockey. Tonight it's a rematch between conference rivals as Niagara comes to town looking to sweep the Tigers and continue their climb up the Atlantic hockey standings. But there's a lot on the line for RIT as well. A bounce-back win tonight would clinch the Tigers a first-round bye in next month's conference playoffs. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Well, it is crunch time in college hockey as the regular season is quickly winding down as both RIT and Niagara entered Friday night playing some of the best hockey of the season. Tigers unbeaten in 6 of their last 7, while Niagara had rolled off 3 wins in their last 4 games, including a victory over 20th-ranked Sacred Heart last weekend. Last night, the Tigers at Niagara for Game 1 of this home series. First period, the Purple Eagles would strike. Just over 7 minutes into the game, Jared Brandt puts it in by Logan Drackett. Niagara led 1-0 after 1 period of play. Early in the second, here they come again. John Hill shoots glove side, sneaks it through for the goal. Purple Eagles had a 2-goal cushion, but the Tigers would answer thanks to the freshman Andrew Rinaldi with the wrister. It's quick here. Take a look. As you see the replay, he finds the back of the net. It was 2-1 Niagara, but the Purple Eagles came back. Ben Soke, no. Ryan Cook there for the rebound. Put back 3-1 Niagara up after 2. And then in the third, they sealed it nearly 8 minutes in. Ben Soke with the redirect in front. His 9th goal on the year. Niagara has won 4 of its last 5 now after a 4-1 victory over RIT last night. As we look inside the numbers, RIT with the edge in shots. However, Andrew Rinaldi was the lone goal scorer as he recorded his 10th on the year. RIT had scored at least 1 power play goal in 5 of its last 6 games. Tigers were 0 for 4 last night on the man advantage. It's also the first time in 10 games the Tigers have been held to less than 2 goals. That happened out at Arizona State. With reaction from last night's 4-1 loss and a preview of tonight's rematch, our John DiTullio standing by live now with RIT head coach Wayne Wilson. Johnny?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Wayne, last night you lose 4-1. When you look back, what went wrong with your club?
Well, we just didn't have the energy level. We came out really flat, I thought, and they outcompeted us. They were quicker than we were. They just capitalized on their chances. I just thought it just a very average hockey game on our part. We didn't play with the desperation and urgency that you needed at this time of year, and so we really just wanted to get wipe that from our memory and move on tonight and play a much better game tonight.
It's your first loss in 6 games, so what do you need to do tonight then to get back on the winning track?
Just play with a sense of urgency. It doesn't guarantee anything, but we got to put our best foot forward. So I told our guys, we got to get our feet moving here tonight. We got to compete harder and just be more tenacious and pay attention to detail. Even our face-offs last night, our assignments were way off, and so we just our focus and energy weren't there last night. And we got to bring that tonight.
Are you guys thinking about with a win in regulation tonight, you do lock up at least the 4th seed in your home for the second round of the playoffs?
We're just, we just want to win here tonight, and we're not looking at any of that stuff right now because we can't control what other people are going to be doing. So we just want to win tonight because we want to win and then beat Niagara and win this series. So we're in a series where we both won 1, and then they got the extra point in the 3rd game. So we've got to win tonight to win the series.
It's going to be extremely competitive. That's RIT head coach Wayne Wilson with a preview of Niagara. Let's send it over to my broadcasting partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
Thanks, John. 4-1, your team winning last night. Jason Lammers, the head coach of Niagara. Your thoughts on getting the W last night?
Yeah, it was good. The guys played well. I thought we had a lot of good detail to our game and a lot of good intent and came out on the right side of it.
Head coach Wayne Wilson, I know you couldn't hear, but he was just talking about how he wasn't happy with his team's compete level. So knowing that tonight, does that mean that your team will even have to raise it just a little bit?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was guessing that that's probably how they felt, and as a coach, that's first and foremost is the compete level. So we know we're going to get a push tonight, and we're expecting it, and we'll see how we answer.
You're going with Veltre tonight, and you kind of split time between the 2 goaltenders. How important is it to have one guy, or is it not that important at all, having the hot hand heading to the playoffs?
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. So for us, it's all about the tide rising. So we want 2 goalies. We want depth in our lineup. So it's all about depth for us and being able to use both guys. And we're very comfortable and confident in both guys.
How were you able to solve Logan Drackett last night?
Yeah, I mean, we shot the puck, we got around the nets, and like you said, they didn't compete very hard, so our guys competed harder, and that helps you win games.
You have an opportunity, perhaps these last 2 weekends here, get to that first round bye. How important is that in the Atlantic hockey standing?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We just want to be the best team at the end of the year, and if that's what happens, that's what happens. But it's just part of the journey here. So we're ready for anything and playing hockey, and we don't have to.
Should be a lot of fun tonight. Jason, appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
Head coach Jason Lammers from Niagara. As Kevin, we send it back to you.
All right, Gene, you might remember these two teams meeting at the Harbor Center in the semifinals last year of the conference tournament. We'll see if they meet up once again this year. Both teams hot on each other's heels. Well, the hottest team in college hockey right now resides atop the Atlantic hockey standings. That's American International entering tonight's contest with Holy Cross, winners of their last 10 games. In fact, the Yellow Jackets have not lost since January 9th. AIC enters the night 6 points ahead of Sacred Heart. A win tonight and the Pioneers lose at Army, and that would lock up the regular season title for the Yellow Jackets. Now, RIT remained in 4th place despite last night's loss. The Tigers win tonight, as we've mentioned. That'll guarantee themselves a first-round bye. Look at the race for 5th, though. It is on. Robert Morris, Niagara, Bentley, Air Force, and Holy Cross are all separated by just 5 points. And again, just 3 games remaining for RIT in the regular season tonight, and then 2 against Air Force right back here starting next Friday and Saturday. Should be interesting. Well, still to come on the program, the RIT women's hockey team played a matinee at Robert Morris. We'll let you know how they fared down in Pittsburgh. Plus, he's one of the top freshmen on the Tigers roster and in the conference this season. And we'll go inside the box with Elijah Gonzalez for a conversation. But first, number 15 for RIT is senior Sean Cameron. The Quebec native leads the Tigers with 17 goals this season, and he's going to join the program live next as our coverage of Tiger hockey continues live from the Gene Policini Center. It's RIT and Niagara, the final of a 2-game series here at 7:05. This is RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live.
We all have something, a passion to pursue, a theory to prove, a difference to make. We harness creativity to discover meaningful solutions, fueled by innovation, changing ourselves and the world around us. We reside at the intersection of the exceptional and the unconventional. We are a community of curious minds that achieve, make, improve, perfect. At RIT, we're always on to something amazing.
Back here on Pregame Live from the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where it's Fan Appreciation Night as the Tigers host Niagara at 7:05. SportsZone giving out SportsZone winner hats. The tent is busy tonight. We're doing our part to appreciate the fans. Giving away stuff here at the Policini, always a fun time as the fans turn out in droves to watch Tiger hockey. A big night in the AHA tonight. Mercyhurst is at Air Force. Falcons took the extra 2 points last evening after winning the 3-on-3 session over the Lakers. Sacred Heart goes for the sweep of Army. Robert Morris picked up the extra 2 as well after beating Canisius at Harbor Center. They're in Pittsburgh against the Golden Griffs tonight. And AIC, I mentioned earlier, they'll look to make it 11 straight wins as they host Holy Cross, also trying to wrap up the regular season title in Atlantic hockey. And the net for RIT tonight will be number 30, Logan Drackett. The Calgary native will make his 32nd start of the season. Drackett gave up 4 goals last night, the most he's given up since January 31st at Holy Cross. Drackett's goals against average has risen to a 2.78. As for Niagara, head coach Jason Lammers is going to stick with the freshman Chad Veltri, who will make his 6th consecutive start. The Pittsburgh native is 4-1 in his last 5 outings and has a save percentage of nearly 93. A tough test for the Tigers as they get back on home ice here tonight, where they've gone unbeaten in 11 of 14 games this season, and they'll need to rediscover their offense tonight as the Tigers hope to score more than 1 goal like they did last night against Niagara. Our Kim Coffey is ringside waiting for Sean Cameron, the Tigers' top goal scorer. He joins her after warm-ups right now. Kim, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Sean, Niagara held you guys to just 1 goal last night. They seem to figure out a way to slow you guys down offensively. What's going to be the key to holding them off or getting out ahead of them tonight?
Well, we have a different game plan than last night. Last night, they really pressured us in the neutral zone, so we weren't really able to get in their zone at all. So getting in their zone, start working their D, I think that's going to be the key.
Despite last night's loss, you right now lead the team with 17 goals on the season. We've seen this offense grow, especially in the second half of the season. What has really clicked for you guys as it's gone on?
Well, everyone's contributing right now. All the freshmen, all the lines are really contributing. So it's nice, obviously, when everyone chips in. It also gets the mood up, and everyone wants to score. Everyone's challenging themselves. So, yeah, I guess it's just an internal competition.
With just 3 games left, you know, like every win matters, especially tonight. If you win, you clinch a first-round bye. How much added pressure is that for you guys, knowing that down the stretch?
Well, we don't really think about that, to be honest. We don't try to put that pressure. We still have 3 games left, but we just want to focus on tonight, getting the win, and that whatever it secures us, then it will. But, yeah, we just want to win tonight.
Sean, thanks so much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
All right, Kim, thank you so much. Well, meanwhile, the RIT women's hockey team wrapped up its final road trip of the regular season. This afternoon, they were at Robert Morris, but it did not go well for the Lady Tigers. The Tigers get swept in their series, losing 5-2 this afternoon. Abby Davies and Madison Ferrand both scored for RIT. Tigers will wrap up their regular season here at home against Lindenwood next Friday and Saturday, both games starting at 2 o'clock. RIT women's basketball celebrating senior day as Brooke Stanley, Chelsea Steinruck, and Paige Miller were all recognized for their contributions to the program before today's game against Vassar. Final seconds of the game, tied at 75. Tigers with a chance to win it. Sabrina Wolf for the win. Just short. Brooke Stanley can't get the rebound to go, and we would go to overtime. In overtime, the Tigers take the lead. Watch Stanley getting a nice roll in the lane. She had 25 points on senior day to lead RIT. Vassar had an answer, though. Eva Pekzu hitting the 3. She had 16 points. And then Pekzu again. 4 for 9 from three-point land for Pekzu. Tigers lose on senior day, 91-84. The final in overtime, they'll take on St. Lawrence in the first round of the Liberty League playoffs next week. How about the RIT men? Also senior day for them against Vassar. They were down big at the half, but trying to chip away in the second half as Curtis Nesbitt squares up, hits the 3. He had 16 for RIT. The Tigers made it closer in the second half, but did not have an answer for Vassar. Zach Johnson dropping in 2 of his team-high 22 right there. Tigers lose 74-65. They end their season with a 9-15 record. College lacrosse, men's lacrosse for RIT today, number 5 team in the country, improving to 2-0 after a 15-9 victory over Bates. Dawson Tate led the way for Coach Kuhn's team with 5 goals. Tigers are at Nazareth on Wednesday. That one coming up at 3 o'clock. Well, still to come on the program, we'll look back at one of the most stunning finishes in this rivalry between the Tigers and Purple Eagles. Plus, RIT assistant coach Dave Insulaco will join the program to break down tonight's matchup. That's all straight ahead on the home of Tiger hockey. This is RIT SportsZone Pregame Live.
Super patient, long pass up to Brown. Brown going in. Brown fires and scores! Wow! 4-2.
That's a big goal. Matt App was extremely patient. It was like a quarterback in the pocket. Sitting there. Watch App. Spots Brown. It's a great pass that got to Brown. Brown keeps it on the stick. Comes in and then goes and beats Tygrove. That's an important goal there for the Tigers.
Arcona back up top. Curran fires, deflected high into the air, and scores! And we're tied! Rattol lost track of it.
Couldn't clear the puck. Had a chance to. Muto prevented it, or Sarcona prevented it from going to the opposite end. They keep the puck in. Here comes a shot from way out, and then let's see what happens here.
Goes off his back.
Yeah, he
goes
lost
off his
it.
back. It's going to go high into the air, off his back.
How that puck made it through? I didn't even think it made it through. Did it get redirected?
My gosh, we had a goal like this. It goes off.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
there it is.
There it is. A great play. 2-on-1. 3-on-1 make it. Can Niagara steal this? Redeker scores! I don't believe it! 10 seconds remaining of 3-on-1. An absolute shocker here 3 seasons ago as the 11-seeded Purple Eagles eventually went on to win that first-round playoff series over 6-seeded RIT. In the overall history between these two teams, Niagara leads the Division I portion of the series with a record of 16-10-12, and they have a slight edge over the last 10 meetings as well. As we welcome you back inside the Gene Policini Center here at RIT, where you're watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builders. If you're just joining us, Niagara took game 1 of this home series last night, 4-1, but all is not lost as Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio join us now here on the broadcast. And guys, the Tigers with a chance here tonight, despite the loss last night, to still earn a first-round playoff bye. No doubt they want to lock that up with a win here tonight.
Absolutely, John, just put it out of your brain here. This is what they're used to. This is what they're trained to do.
They're playing well. They're playing well at the right time. I know they stubbed their toe last night, but before last night, they had not lost in 6 straight games. So the Tigers, I know last night they lost playing some of their best hockey.
As we're welcomed by assistant coach David Salako. Dave, appreciate your time. Going back to last night, 4-1. Was that more what they were doing to you, or we heard Wayne Wilson talk about the compete level for your team?
As a staff and as a team, we didn't think we played very well last night. Just an unfortunate circumstances. Hopefully it's just a blip on the radar. We need to play way better tonight if we want to win.
What do you need to do better? I know the compete level. What were some of the things that maybe you did well last night, Dave? Do you highlight a few things last night that you and the staff were pleased with?
Well, I thought once we got in the offensive zone, we were able to generate some good looks and some good chances. Chances for, chances against are relatively close despite us not competing hard. We need to do a way better job moving puck out of our own end and doing a better job of navigating through the neutral zone. They really slowed us down, and we didn't really get much going on the forecheck. So we got to get pucks deep, and we got to get after them on the forecheck, create some turnovers, and then, capitalize once we do get the turnover in the offensive zone.
Looking at their lines here, is it 2? Is it 3 deep here? Soke and Namovsky. I mean, talk about these guys.
They're really well balanced throughout. Obviously the Soke Cooley line is really, really good and really offensive, but they have a lot of depth. Those guys on those bottom end lines play real physical and really fast, and they can create energy and they can create momentum just with their physicality, but they do have good skill down there as well.
And what do you think of Veltri, their freshman goalie? 4th time you'll see him this year, Dave.
He's played really well for them. I thought in the first period he made some huge saves to give them the 1-0 lead heading into the second period, and he's been their difference maker for sure with Stenlin being out. And he's a really good goalie, and as a freshman, he's come in and inserted himself as one of the best goalies in our conference.
Dave, appreciate your time tonight. Go get him.
Thank you.
Dave Salako, the assistant coach for the RIT Tigers. And I don't know, John, I mean, I watched that. You saw it too, and it seemed like to me that didn't look like Tiger hockey last night.
In the pregame, Wayne, I had about 30 or so odd seconds together. He goes, he was just this blow up the tape. They were horrible last night, to put it kindly. But you know what? It's all right in front of them. You got 3 games at home. You win tonight in regulation. You're at home for the second round of the Atlantic Hockey Playoffs. You guarantee yourself at least the 4th seed.
One of the goal scorers last night, mentioned Ben Soke and Eric Cooley. 3 assists last night. So this is really, in my opinion, the line you got to watch tonight. And Cooley has that NHL sort of talent that you have to be wary of. Eric Cooley, our player to watch tonight.
Now you look at the junior right now, 5'9". This year, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. They've got a couple of lines, as Dave was just alluding to. That kid's a great two-way player for the Purple Eagles.
Now for the RIT Tigers, the lone goal scorer last night, Andrew Rinaldi. But if you can get the freshman going and run, I mean, Rinaldi's got it. He's a bull when he gets going, John.
He has a lot of Taylor McReynolds. We on a date. Just his energy level, his compete level. He leads this team, the freshman, which is a great freshman class in goals, and he's 3rd on the team with 10 goals. Cameron, of course, leading with 17, but number 6 has been phenomenal to watch, and he gets better and better every time he takes the ice.
RIT Niagara. By the way, I think we're going to do this as our Twitter poll tonight. It's my suggestion.
Yes,
is this the biggest rival for RIT? I don't. It's
It's Air Force, but this is right down the it's just down I-90. So I would think it's probably Niagara.
A lot of people would say Canisius maybe, but what has to happen to get the 3 points tonight and send yourself to the bye?
Now, Gino, I can't, listen, I was overruled by Nate Rowan and Kim Coffey. This is a boy band theme tonight. I want it that way. You're gonna have to trigger. I want it that way. That is the in sync, Gino, if you're keeping score at home. Right, prior to last night, RIT had scored at least 3 or more goals in its last 9 games. That was the key. You got to heat it up, 98 degrees. I believe, and listen, my man card is intact. I think those are the Lachey brothers, 98 degrees. The power play, 8 for 24 until last night. They were 0 for 4, and then cue up, bye, bye, bye. Oh, that's right. Little in syncage there with Justin Timberlake, because if you win in regulation, you are home for the second round of the Atlantic Hockey Playoffs.
You know, I'm looking over Kimmy. She's got a big smile on her face
she loves
over
this.
there. Yeah, I mean, like, this is her music. Are you kidding?
This is her music, and I think it may be Kevin's music too.
Bye, bye, bye. Thank you, guys.
See you, buddy.
See you soon. Well, he's one of the top Tiger contributors this season, and he's only a freshman. Elijah Gonzalez currently tied for 4th on the team in scoring with 9 goals, 13 assists. Earlier this week, he joined me in the box after getting 2 minutes for talking.
You've had a fantastic freshman year so far. Have you exceeded your expectations this year?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I had a goal set, individual ones and obviously team ones at the start of the year, and I definitely passed both of them so far. So it's been good so far.
Why RIT? Why has this program been a great fit for you?
Honestly, like, I fell in love with it right from the start when they recruited me. I mean, I knew it was going to be a home for me right away. And for me, it's just been the older guys helping me out and the coaching staff helping me feel comfortable right away.
What's been the biggest adjustment you've had to make to college hockey?
Probably just the speed and physicality. Guys are bigger, faster, stronger, and just had to adjust to that quick when I got here in the summertime.
What's your greatest asset on the ice, do you think?
I think my vision, my playmaking ability. I think I know where guys are a lot when I'm not looking at them, and I think I can make plays really well.
What have the coaches been talking to you about during your time here, maybe over these last few months as you've entered the stretch run, about what you need to work on moving forward?
Just always getting good on the walls, making sure I'm strong, getting the puck out and playing well defensively, making sure I'm on top of my assignments defensively, because offensively they know that I've got good skill and I can perform. So just about my defensive game.
As we sit here in the penalty box, some place that you try to avoid, but what's the fine line between being aggressive and also trying to stay out of the box?
I mean, it's just hard work. You just got to work as hard as you can. Guys are trying to draw penalties, and guys, sometimes they dive around and do that. But, I mean, you just work hard, you skate, you try and stay out of the box, stay disciplined.
You've seen every team in Atlantic hockey so far this year. The stretch run is here. The playoffs begin next month. What's it going to take for RIT to make a serious run, do you think?
I honestly think we just got to keep doing what we're doing. A lot of our guys are working as hard as they can, and everyone's really buying into what our coaches are telling us to do. So I think we just keep doing what we're doing here. We'll keep working hard. We'll be fine.
Feel good about their chances heading into March. They'll feel even better with a win here tonight. We'll be right back. This is RIT Sports Zone Pregame Live. RIT will wrap up the regular season here on home ice next weekend as the Air Force Academy comes to town. Our coverage of Tiger hockey kicks off 6:30 on My 18 Rochester and FlowHockey.tv. Now it's time for the Tigers and Purple Eagles. John and Gene will have the call. RIT Sports Zone Live begins right now.